Welcome for another episode, Live from the Heart. I am Anne-Claire Méret, your hostess, and I help you every day to live a little bit more from the heart and contribute from the heart. Today, I am delighted to welcome a very special guest. Her name is Ombiya, and she's a wonderful, wonderful friend. I actually just met her in person very recently, but we have big projects together, and I am very grateful to have her in my life already.
Mm.
Ombiya, welcome. I am
Hi,
delighted to have you.
thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited. I'm excited for my community to discover you. And I'm actually excited to discover you more too, because I didn't have so much chance to talk to you just one on one. It's more in group settings because we
Right.
have plans together. And it will
Mhm.
be wonderful to share this conversation. So thank you for making the time. You are currently in the US and you are currently launching a big program. So this is quite a busy time for you. So thank you for making the space.
Thank you again for having me. The timing is perfect, and I'm so excited to share with your community what we've been cooking up.
Yes. Can you please introduce yourself? Because um, probably some of my communities, my community is mostly French speaking, but they do understand a bit of English. So I don't know if they all know you. Can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. So I go by Ombiya or Gaia or Casey. I have many different names. I feel like I've lived so many different lives on this planet. And um, most recently, I was really deep into health and detoxification. And I was doing long water fasts, fruit fasts, all kinds of things, just diving into the realms of health and wellness. And when I started transitioning out of that and kind of moving in a new direction, trying something new, I met my husband, Fabrice, who we met actually through crypto. So I was interested in investing, wanted to know how to grow my money. I had been given a grant, and so I got a big chunk of money, wanted to learn how to invest it, and crypto came across my path, and so did Fabrice, who has just taught me so much in the last 3 years that we've been together, all about this realm. And so it's became like part of me almost because we've spent so much time talking about it, watching videos. And I slowly started just teaching my friends, my family, and it kind of started from a passion project into now Crypto Queens, which we are developing at the moment. We have a great beginner's course and a membership that we just launched. And that has just become like the topic around my everyday life. And I'm also very much into meditation. We work with a Balinese high priest out in Bali, meditating and studying, going to temples. I love just sovereignty and creating a new earth and coming together in community with shared values to really create the life that we want to live. Like you say, the life that's in our heart, right? So I feel like there's so many different things I could say about myself, but mostly lately, what's been the hot topic right now is crypto.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's wonderful because this is empowerment. And through this knowledge, but not only the knowledge, it's also about allowing yourself to be a sovereign being. And since the
Yeah.
moment you open your mouth today, I've heard the word sovereign. So I'm happy you actually spoke it out because this is really what resonates today. And
Mhm.
why is it so important for you to empower other women? And ultimately, I guess men will also be touched by your work. But why is it important for you to do it?
Well, when I wanted to get into crypto, it was a very man's world. And when I would try to learn, I had no idea what they were saying. It felt like, in crypto is a whole nother language, but I felt like no one took the time to nurture me through the process. And that's what I needed being a woman. I needed nurturing through the process. And I mean, luckily I was able to find my husband that does just that. But as I started to get nurtured and get more comfortable with it, I was like, wow, other women need to get into crypto. For one, we only have, I think there's less than 5% of people that own a crypto wallet, and maybe 0.04% of them are women. So just empowering women to invest, to make their money double or triple or whatever the crypto gods have in store, but to be able to have your money start to work for you instead of just constantly working for the dollar. And I know there's so many single moms out there, a lot in my community, who, really need to take charge. And what's a way that, I'm just trying to provide another way for them to, like you said, become sovereign and really live and be able to support their family, even if they don't have a man around. So feminine empowerment is on the rise right now.
Definitely. And you're part of it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, definitely.
Um, Before we started the recording, I asked you, what's your message? And you said, it's about believing in yourself when you have a vision, and that the vision will create itself in mysterious ways.
Mhm.
How did you come to believe in your vision? How did you start? Do you remember when it started yet that you thought, oh, I have this vision, this beautiful dream in my heart. I'm going to make it possible. When did it happen?
I was actually 16, and I was thrown into a wilderness camp, which means I was a really naughty kid that ran away from school and ran away from home. And my parents actually sent people to my house to pull me out of the bed in the middle of the night, drive me 8 hours to a wilderness camp. And I hiked for 3 months, where this is kind of like a rehabilitation thing for kids who just, are losing it in the matrix. And I was one of those. And I remember I loved it so much living in nature. It was amazing. I never wanted to leave. And that's when I started seeing a vision for a community, like a community that was embedded with nature, where all of my best friends were, because basically the women and men at that wilderness hike became my really good friends and the counselors. And I'm like, what if we could just live like this all the time? So I joke about community and that for many years, but then I started to see that other people actually were having the vision as well. So it was like me having that first spark, believing in it, started to bend my reality. So I was meeting other people who also had the same vision. And I mean, that's kind of how me and you got brought together. It's by
Yeah.
holding that vision of seeing this beautiful heavenly Garden of Eden, where we get to live in full support of the land and growing our own food and having our own water source and creating, just basically like a little oasis. And so that vision has been just coming more and more to the forefront as the awakening on planet Earth is happening. We're seeing that vision coming more and more. But when it comes to kind of my business life and around crypto, I really wanted to be successful. Like, I really wanted to have my own business. I really wanted to just provide value and, make a good living. I just really wanted that. And I couldn't find my niche. It was like I was always like trying one thing, falling off, trying one thing, falling off. But I had the vision that one day I would find it, it would click, and I would be supported. And crypto naturally just became that. Even though I had no idea what it would be, I knew that there would be something that I would connect with that would elevate me to the next part of my manifestation. And that has been creating this group and nurturing it and teaching.
Mhm. Why do you
Mm-hmm.
think it's harder for women to believe in themselves and to be great investors, whatever investments they choose to go to?
I think because, at least for me, like, we aren't so educated around money. Like, especially, a lot of women have been, the cleaners, the cooks, working, taking care of the kids, which is beautiful, but maybe they didn't really study business or really start to realize that investing is even possible. I actually think a lot of people don't even know the perks of investing, and not just crypto, but property, and even just investing in your own business and your own self-development. These purchases are something that grow with you over time. And I don't think many women are educated in that. So it's not only just an education on crypto that I'm teaching, but again, I've said this maybe once already, but just like taking your money and instead of just spending it on things that we don't really use, we start to spend the money in a way where it actually begins to work for us. And this can start really small, there's $50 a week, or even just saving monthly for a house. I mean, these are all things, again, you can sell in the future and have in case anything goes wrong, or just to have, again, that sovereignty piece that we're all looking for. And so right now in this day and age, like, women becoming sovereign is such a big topic because it wasn't a thing that happened in the past. Many people stayed in long relationships that they weren't happy in because they had children and they didn't know how they were going to pay their way out. And now with the power of the internet, there's so many possibilities. It's amazing.
Yeah, I feel that this is our time. This is our moment. This is now.
For sure. And I can imagine, because that's what I've been imagining on my vision boards and um, in my dreams, though, is just, yeah, a lot of women coming together to create communities that are just so feminine and nurturing. Because I think that's the beautiful thing about the feminine, is that she really knows how to create a space that's homey for everyone.
Yes.
And just inclusive and nourished. And yeah, I really love creating that space, and I know there's a lot of other women in my life that are so good at that as well.
Yes, totally. Um, when I connect to the energy of crypto, I can't help myself but to think that this is more masculine, This is
Yeah.
organized and structured in a way. It's very technological. It's precise. You cannot make mistakes. It feels like a jungle, which is more masculine.
Yeah.
And how do you approach crypto when you teach it to women who could, like me, be a little bit scared of this world?
Mhm. Really step by step with a lot of support. So I think what my community does differently than most I've seen is just having a lot of setup support. So I have a Telegram group where anyone who buys the beginner course, they have full access to this Telegram group where we're able to help them every step of the way. So again, that just like extra nurturing of like, do you got this? Are you sure? Do you get this? And I really break it down so simply in so many different modules so it feels chewable.
Hmm.
It's not just one big, rant with a lot of words. It's very, very precise and broken down in the most simple way that I feel like anyone could understand.
Wonderful. Yeah. And do you help women diversify, not only crypto, but diversify? This is something I learned with Fabrice, your husband, that he told
Mhm.
me, don't put all your eggs in the same basket. It's
Yeah.
Do you also have more of an overview of what's possible in the field of investing?
Yes, definitely. Though I don't give any advice when it comes to investing, but I do give them like an outline of what a weatherproof portfolio would look like, and not just in crypto, but in their life. Of course, we want to diversify in different assets and diversify in crypto because there's so many different projects in crypto. You can't just buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and hold it and say that's all there is, because there's a whole world out there. And I actually think some of the more alternative coins are where we're going to see some of the bigger moves and gains in crypto.
Mm,
So yeah, I like to do it a little differently in my strategy,
yeah.
but diversification is important.
This is very valuable to be connected to not only your energy so that we learn about crypto, but also so that we learn about what your intuition is telling you. Because at the beginning, I still consider that I'm at the beginning because it's been 2 years. And
Mhm.
at the beginning, we don't know if we can trust our intuition regarding crypto because we're like, do I know enough or not? And then when we see you and Fabrice, the way you approach crypto and the way you make your choices and the way you say, I feel that one is pretty good, but feel in within yourself. Would you go
Mhm.
for it? Would you not go for it? And then this is very empowering because we get to have your guidance, but still connect to our own guidance. And
Yeah.
it's very precious.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. I think that it's so important. It's like we give you a list of what we feel like are the best based off of our research, and then they get to pick, what they feel is good. And if they bring something else to the table, that's amazing. We're always open for whatever anyone comes across and finds. It's like we're in this together. This is new landscape. Nobody has really, there's 14 years in crypto. It's pretty new. And so we're really learning and in this together, to see, yeah, what might happen. it's,
Yeah.
it's a mystery, but so far, if the past repeats itself, there's been cycles, and so far there's been 3 or 4 cycles of bear and bull, which means, the lows and the highs of the market. And right now we're in another low. So, I mean, this is really the time to buy when everyone's already talking about it, when your taxi driver is talking about it or your friends, that's usually when it's too late. You want to get in when nobody's talking about it and everyone calls it a scam. That's the best time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What do you
Mhm.
feel will happen in the future? Um, what's your intuition telling you about the future of crypto?
Well, it's such a interesting mystery, of course, but I feel either at the end of, I think there's possibly going to be a jump up in the next year, and then a bigger jump the year after, and then I think it will die down for a while, and so I feel like the next year is an amazing time to start buying coins, and I really feel that they will do they will do well. I don't know how well, but I feel like it's coming because there's a lot of institutional money coming into crypto right now. There was even just a huge company, BlackRock, that holds $9 trillion, and in the whole crypto ecosystem right now, there's 1 trillion. So imagine a partner that has, a nine. I don't say they're going to invest all of that into crypto, but they have that kind of pocket. And just from that news, crypto has gone up a bit. In the last Bitcoin just broke its resistance. So it's just interesting to watch how the news obviously affects crypto, but at the same time, regulations are going to start to come in, at least in the United States, which is where most of my audience is. Yours might be in a different place, so it might be different for them in France. But yeah, we're going to just kind of see how all of these countries start to regulate crypto and what they do. And at the same time, what big money and banks do come into crypto, because we'll get to ride that wave as well, getting in early. So it's going to be very interesting and fun because I know, I guess, in my intuition and my heart that I have been asking and believing that I would get a big chunk of money to be able to do this heart project. And I know it will come. And I felt like crypto came into my life to create that and to help build that. And so I'm going to keep holding that. I'm going to keep holding that belief.
I love it. I love it. It's so beautiful to witness you in this is
Mm,
like a blossoming. But the
mm,
first piece was believing in yourself again. If we connect it
mhm,
to that, it's like you believed it was possible for yourself and you made it happen. You took aligned action and you stayed committed and you didn't freak out. And
mhm.
or maybe you did, but then you you collected yourself, brought you back. How did you navigate the ups and downs, the recent ups and downs? How do you handle that?
I did a lot of tapping,
Yeah,
actually.
that thing.
Mhm. Yeah, I did a lot of tapping with Brad Yates. Such a sweetie. And a lot of meditation, a lot of support from my community, from my teachers, and really had to just kind of continue to do the work to weed out the things that were holding me into my suffering. And so it's just been about like, because when I'm investing in crypto and say I'm watching the markets and they're going down and my portfolio is down 70%, which is a lot, 70%, I will then show myself through my actions and through my thoughts how I actually feel about that, not on the scale of just crypto and my portfolio being down, but how I look at abundance and how I feel. Do I feel worthy of money? Maybe if I was clear and stable in my belief, then my emotions wouldn't bring me down in those kind of circumstances. So money is a really good way to actually see your blind spots. And so through the last couple years of ups and downs, like I've been able to see again my blind spots, and then I've been able to integrate those and work through those and see where those hidden negative beliefs are, and how can I start to reprogram them with the opposite, with the positive. And as that gets stronger, I see my reality getting stronger, my finances getting stronger, my relationship getting stronger, just my own personal the way that I speak and the way that I move through the world, I feel like is in more confidence. And if I were talking on this podcast this time last year, it would it would have been a totally different thing, because I feel like just in the last year, I've really, like you said, there's a blossoming that's happening, and a more crystallizing in like who I am, why I'm here, and what I'm here to bring to the world. And that is a sanctuary for myself and other people. And I just feel in my heart that crypto is the vehicle for that, and will be for many people, and many women and many men that are investing, because I see a lot of more conscious community getting interested in this because they see that it's sovereign. They see that it's away from the banks. They see it's peer to peer. So yeah, it's, as we're moving through a failing financial system, there's an opportunity, there's a light, and we're the moths like flying to the light and checking it out, and it feels good. I feel like it feels like almost a secret club or something.
Yeah. But more and more are joining.
Yeah, and more are joining for sure, because yeah, they're seeing the holes in the society that we've built this far. And as more darkness comes, there's also more light. And many people have been scared of AI and what that will do, which for sure I have fears around that as well. But when it comes to like crypto and smart contracts, like it's so nice to be able to invest in things that you believe in that also do have a great use case. For example, like the decentralized YouTube theta. We want platforms that are more freedom of speech. Or even there's this one called Audius, where instead of them getting paid like per play, when people listen on Spotify, you get paid per play, but Spotify takes a big chunk of that. But what if Spotify didn't take a chunk of that, and you just were able to put your music on and get all of the royalties from those listens, and you'd get that in crypto? There's very cool different smart contracts that are coming out, that have a real use case in the world, and actually start to create the next layer of the internet. So it's like, wow, we get the opportunity to be some of the first investors to invest in some of these projects so early. I mean, for me, it's like, this is a no-brainer. I'm for sure gonna get in there.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. And you've seen, like, you've been through a bull run, me and you were in the same bull run, last season, and we were able to, yeah, see the power of crypto. We were able to make gains that were really like, wow, this is real. Because you don't, until you experience it, you don't really know.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
It's interesting because for me, I went to into crypto because I wanted to diversify and I wanted to have some kind of safety, not having my money all in one place, especially in the bank. And I
Mhm.
didn't expect to make money. So I didn't come with a lot of pressure, like, oh, I need to make a living with the crypto. And
Yeah.
because I felt pretty relaxed, I think,
Mhm.
and because of Fabri's guidance, I made money. And I'm I'm in awe with what is possible. And I keep thinking about this sentence from Gabby Bernstein. You know her, probably everybody knows her.
Mhm. Mhm.
She says, "My great works needs to be financed." And I feel the
Mhm.
same with our projects. And I do believe that when you have a big dream in your heart and you set yourself in motion so that you make it happen, then the universe conspire you to help you. Yeah. And then it happens. And this is what's happening. But in order to do that, you need to trust yourself enough to take action. And regarding the crypto, I feel that the women don't trust themselves so much to start
Mhm.
making little decisions and then bigger decisions. Do you work
Mhm.
on this trust piece in your program?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're definitely there to educate them so they can start to have that trust, because
Mm,
knowledge is power in this space. You do want to know what you're doing. And so just to have so much support and classes and ongoing questions from other participants, Zoom calls, all of this really starts to build like an education. When you're educated in something, you feel confident.
yeah,
So
that's
that's what
true.
we're doing to build the trust. Hmm.
Yeah, and it comes with time and experience.
Definitely. Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to add?
Mm, I think the last thing that I want to add is that as we just keep moving through, so many different challenges in our lives and so many different timelines and there's so many choices, to really, again, like this podcast says, like, just follow your heart. Like, you have all of the answers. You know what is best for you. You if this conversation sparks something in you about crypto, then follow that. We have to follow these little breadcrumbs that we're leaving ourselves so we can continue to awaken and live our best lives. And I really hope that for everyone. And I really appreciate you having me on here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for creating what you're putting out there in the world. This is so important. I'm going to put a link to your program. And if people want to ask you questions and follow your work, what is the best place to follow you?
Instagram is the best place. And my Instagram is Gaia underscore speaks underscore. And we can link that too.
Yes, I'll definitely add the link. And
Perfect.
yeah, I feel that we're going to talk a lot more about crypto in the upcoming months and years. So you're always welcome to come back.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Me too. Thanks everyone for listening to this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please share it around you. And you can also um, review it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks a lot and see you in another episode.
Bye bye.